Hi, good afternoon and good evening. I'm Pashmina P from Pasmark Publishing International, and today I'm with Elisabeth Fairbairn, who is writing her book, My Special Powers of the Universe. Hi, Libby, how are you?
Hi, I'm really good, thank you. How are you?
Good. Well, we have some questions we'd like to ask you from some of your audience, so we're just going to get right into it, okay? Can you tell us about your book and the significance of the title?
Okay, so my book is 4 short stories, and they're designed not just to entertain children, but to enlighten them. To kind of ideas about resilience, self-awareness, the power of persistence. So at the end of each story, there's a little summary of kind of what it's really teaching them, so that the parents can work with them. And there's a suggested affirmation, because affirmations are so powerful. So we give a little suggestion. This is the first time a parent has been trying something like this. Sometimes it's a lot easier if someone says, "Oh, look, this follows this story. Here you go, give this a try." And then hopefully they know their children best. They'll kind of grow into what suits them. The title of it was actually the hardest part of the book. So the stories came really easily. I knew what I wanted to achieve. But the title was really tricky because I wanted something that kids were really excited about. I've picked books, I'm a parent, and I've picked books that I thought, that sounds fantastic, I wanted to learn, this is great. And you show it to the child and you feel like you're forcing them to reading time. And I didn't want that. I really wanted them to be like, "Oh, wow, this is great. Yeah, can we read that book again, Mummy?" So I was talking about it with my best friend, and she said, "Well, kind of boil down the stories. What is it that's important?" And that's how we came up with the fact, actually, it's the powers that are in them. This is something they already have, and it's something that's so magical and amazing. And the best thing is that they already have it, they're in control of it, and they can change their whole world with it. And so that's how kind of My Special Powers of the Universe was born.
Wow, what an educational experience for families and for school alike. I mean, wow, that's just beautiful messaging. I love it. And who did you write this book for?
So it's aimed at the younger readers, kind of the 3 and the 4 who are sitting enjoying it with their parents, up to kind of the 7, 8, 9 who are happy sitting reading by themselves, because they'll actually be able to pick it out more as well. Their illustrations are just beautiful. So they're really there to be entertaining. It's a book that I want children to enjoy. This should be something they should be picking up each night going, "Let's read one of these, Mummy." And it's that kind of age, because it's so much research now says that if you get that growth mindset in before they're 6, that's when we need to be doing it. We need to be targeting at this. And yet for most people, we don't even hear about it until we're adults. And it's so much harder then. So that's who I'm going for.
Awesome. And do you believe that your book is a higher spiritual learning for children?
Absolutely. I mean, education is so crucial. I would never put the schools down at all. I think they're fantastic. Talking about those innate skills that we have, and they just get forgotten when you start to go to school because you focus on all these other things. Your imagination, your memory, your will, perception, picking up on other people. These are the keys to success. These are how you're going to be happy and resilient in your life. And yet we're not teaching that at school because we're focusing on other things. But education needs to be holistic. It needs to be about the whole person. And so I'm hoping this is kind of going to bring that into that world.
I love that. Yes, and you're absolutely right. Schools definitely need that kind of, other kind of extracurricular, if you'd call it, which is actually real for growth and learning.
In the UK, they've just brought in new guidelines from this year, actually, that for the curriculum, all the schools here that follow the curriculum, they have to now teach about mental health. But, it's very baby steps, so they put it in kind of a little bit. We want you to be able to pick up mental health awareness. But there's nothing about, we need to be going into, this is what you can achieve, this is what you can do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And how did your seed of your writing inspiration begin?
It was actually, I was watching a seminar of Bob Proctor. He was talking about all these innate skills that we forget and we don't use. And actually, these are the ones that successful people tap into. And he was saying, of course, we don't teach these in schools. And I thought, well, why not? Why don't we teach these in schools? So let's do this. And it all kind of just fit together, because at the time I was doing my kind of teacher education for my nursing lecturing course, and was learning about growth mindset and how we can teach these things. And my daughter was just at that perfect age that I was like, wow, this is really powerful stuff, and I can see how it's made a difference to her. And I just thought, well, we need to do this then. We've all agreed this is great. And I just thought, right, well, let's do it.
Good for you. I mean, that's the best way, to just take the quantum leap and just go for it. And what a beautiful book. I can't wait to actually hold it in my hands. And what are the morals you want children to learn from your book?
So I want them to learn that everything they need, everything they have, they already have it. It's inside of them. It's innate. There's nothing that we need to give them for them to be able to be successful and to do this. And there's so many things. I mean, I have a poster on my fridge about 10 things that you can do that don't even require any talent. And it's things like effort, being on time, and showing up and being prepared. And all of these things are things that our children already have. And I want them to learn that you can be successful with who you are. You need to just understand who you are and how to use that, because you're amazing.
Oh, wow. I mean, you need to come here and teach that to my children too, and to children across the globe, because you're going to touch every continent with this message. I can feel it. And who is your biggest inspiration, Libby?
So that's a really difficult one, because it's probably split between two. So Bob Proctor, who I've mentioned, I mean, he's a legend. He's taught these kind of skills and knowledge to millions of people, helps them be kind of successful and happy in their lives, which is what successful means. People always go, oh, not everyone can be a millionaire, but actually that's not what success means. And so he's been inspiration, kind of turned my whole life around as well. But my other one would be my daughter Ali. She is just amazing. She was born at 25 weeks. So she was extremely premature. And the first time I ever met the consultants in the intensive care, they said, oh, okay, so you're Ali's mum. She's got a 20% chance of survival. And if she survives, she's probably going to have some real problems. So that was kind of like this wave of, okay. And we were there with her every day, and we've gone through everything. And she's 8 now, and you would not know.
Wow.
She's the most amazing little child, and you wouldn't pick her out of a classroom to say anything had gone wrong in her start.
Wow.
From 20% of not even making it, you're extraordinary.
Wow.
And every day she's up and ready and let's go, and that's what we need.
A fighter and like connected.
Childlike, where magic exists.
Yeah, it really does. Wow. That's a beautiful story and such a beautiful seed of inspiration. And who's your favorite author, Libby?
I have quite an eclectic mix. To be honest, a lot of children's books, since I've had children now. They actually have a lot more depth in them than you think. Probably the one I always go back to is actually really old-fashioned, is Jane Austen. Because I read Pride and Prejudice when I was about 9 or 10, and that's just my comfort. If I'm unwell or something, I always go back to that book. I've read it so many times. That's the most loved copy in my house. I love the era, that everyone's so genteel, it's so polite and wonderful, and it has a cheeky female heroine, so that kind of really resonates with me as well.
I like that.
Herself.
Love it. I love it. And when you wrote this book, what did you see for yourself in the future?
My future ideas kind of grew as the further I got through the book. Initially, I was thinking, I'm going to write this little book. It'll be quite nice. I could maybe get it printed and my family can read it and some other children, and maybe it'll get published. It'll be a few more. And then it kind of grew, and I thought, actually, no, my inspiration for this was we don't do this stuff in schools. And so I was like, right, okay, so actually my next focus is let's get this in schools. Let's just have this out there worldwide for everyone. Let's have a children's development program like the ones Bob Proctor does, and have it aimed at children and their parents, and how can we tap into this?
Beautiful.
So that's kind of where it's going now. That's the next big step.
Awesome. And finally, where can your viewers find you and your book, and when are you launching?
So I come July 7th. Yay. I'm very excited because we're really close. So July 7th, and so you can purchase it through Amazon. You can find out more information about me at my website, which is www.cottonfamily.online. Or you can find and like me and follow me on Facebook, and it's Elisabeth Fairbairn author.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for your time, Libby. And I'm just so honored to know you and so excited to share your book with my children as well.
Oh, bless you. Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much.
Bye.